Do you have a photographic style? Do you want a photographic style? Everyone says you need to develop one. How do you develop your own photographic style? Here's my opinion. Are you worried that you don't have your own personal photographic style? A lot of my students tend to worry about this a lot because they're told that they need to develop their style. I'm not of the opinion that it really matters, depending on your situation. Now, I've recently changed my opinion on this. After watching a video by Jodie Mann, who is a well-known fashion photographer, she talked about style being a big part of her professional relationship with her clients. And I could see how it really makes a difference when you're a professional commercial fashion photographer to have a developed style that clients can recognize and clients come to you for can be a big advantage. But when you're a photographer who does general stuff, who does it for the love of it, who doesn't particularly need that style to attract clients, it's less of an issue. It doesn't really make a lot of difference. I've never been one to want to develop a style. I wanted to be as versatile as I possibly could as a photographer. I shoot the things that I love to shoot, and I like to push myself into new areas as much as I possibly can. But if you look at my work, you'll probably recognize that there's a style there. Whether I've tried to develop it or not, the things that I love to shoot and the techniques I love to do have really developed my style. I don't really like that. I don't want people to be able to recognize my images just by looking at them, but sometimes it is possible. I might be blowing my own trumpet and saying that, yeah, I've got a style and I haven't. I don't know. It's up to you. Tell me in the comments what you think. Now, online creators have told us for years that we need to have a photographic style. You need to have your online portfolio looking similar, all similar colors, all similar composition, all similar subjects. To me, that's boring. I don't want to do that. I mean, if you follow what they say and you see those sort of portfolios, I think, well, that photographer really hasn't developed very much. They're not very adventurous. They stick to one style because they can't do anything else. That's what it says to me. It may not be true, I know, but being forced to just shoot shots that are similar to the last shots I shot is not something I want to do. Now, wedding and headshot photographers generally benefit by having a particular style because brides and grooms will gravitate towards photographers who have a style that they like. Headshot photographers need to be consistent. If they're doing jobs for a particular client over a number of years, they need to be consistent with their lighting, their composition, their expressions in their images, all of that sort of stuff. But it doesn't always hold true for people who are passionate about photography and just want to learn more and want to do more about photography. It depends where you are on this scale. Now, I'm primarily a boudoir swimwear photographer, so I need to have a particular style with those shoots so that people will book me or not book me depending on the style that they're looking for. I haven't consciously developed that style, it's just happened over the years, and your style will happen as well. It just grabs you. You don't get your style grabs you. So it tends to be the things that you love to shoot, the things that you're good at, that will develop your style as you go along. But I try to strive to do different things as well. I like to do stuff that's out of the ordinary, out of the box. I may not be successful all the time. I may never be successful. You may think that my shots are crappy, but that doesn't bother me. I want to extend myself. I want to push myself into areas that I may not be totally into, but at least it gives me skills that I can use in the future whenever I get a chance to shoot that sort of style again. Now, I'm not really into things like macro photography, astrophotography, still life, things like that, street photography, but that doesn't mean that I'll never try it. I'll give it a go sometimes if I've got the opportunity, and if I'm feeling that way at the time, I'll give it a go. I don't want to force myself into something that I don't feel like doing, particularly with my personal work. I want to be able to do things that I love and have pleasure out of photography. I don't want it to become a chore. I find diversifying my work keeps the interest there. It keeps me passionate. It keeps the excitement there for me. The sort of things that excite me in photography is lighting, unusual expressions, movement in photography, be it slow shutter speed or fast shutter speed, any sort of movement. I love shooting dancers. Also beauty. I mean, I love photographing beautiful things, beautiful people. I'm a glamour swimwear photographer. So that's what I love to do. I love making people look as beautiful as they possibly can. You may say that this is a whole lot of rubbish, and you're entitled to say that. I'm just telling you how I feel, my opinions, and I'm trying to tell you this stuff because I think it's going to benefit you in the long run. I think sticking to a style will hinder your progress as a photographer. I don't think shooting to a style and being comfortable in that style is good for your photography progress. I do see a lot of photographers, particularly professional photographers in our area, who shoot a particular style, they stick with it, they don't get any better, they don't get any worse, but they stick with it, and they're very protective of telling people how they get their images, because if somebody knows how to do it, then they will do the same style that they're doing. I was once told by a local photographer, Carl Hensel, who's a good friend of mine, he's a fantastic photographer. Carl said to me, "No one can steal my next image," which keeps him moving forwards. He tells people everything that he knows. Anything you want to know, he'll tell you about what he does, because he knows that pushes him forward and pushes him onto new areas and pushes his knowledge, his experience, and the results that he gets. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. Your style will find you, whether you want it to find you or not, it will happen. But shoot what you love, shoot what you're passionate about, shoot what excites you, and don't conform if you don't want to.